I'm really going to have to watch my words with this one, but I wanted to give you a good example of what this is, for you to understand that all of us have been subject to it. And what is about to happen, I believe, is going to leave such a lot of people in shock that I just want to do anything I can to sort of bring you out of it. So I'm going to just show you straight away what I saw on the Mr. Jones program, and for you to realise, just as I showed you in the Trump, fake assess, where he moved his arm to point to Fusca. Not only was he pointing to Fusca to show those of us who believe in the movement, the 17th letter, that this is what it was about, that we were not to fear, that it was all just part of the play. The other guy in there, they were also showing that they knew they had total control of the narrative. They knew what was about to happen. The guy that I asked you about, the one that's looking like this, I'll show it at the looking like, he was searching for the grouse or whatever it was. Of course, he was then going to be Kamala's pick, whoever he is, whatever, the guy always looking for the fires in his city, looking for this, and look, he's just doesn't seem to know what's up. I came across a great video that really made that, brought that home to me, because of course I don't know who these guys are. I'm from New Zealand. I haven't got a clue who they are, but of course this was the guy that thought all the protests in his city were just really peaceful, and couldn't understand what everyone was upset about. But anyway, but this is what I saw, and you'll always, not always, I'm only just learning this myself, when they are programming you, there will be, how they always say, they use all these signs and all the rest of it. Well, there's a lot more to it, and I'll just show you here, but you'll see here with Harrison, he does the same thing. At the right time, he's talking about absolutely nothing, a story about nothing, and then he just moves like this, and then quickly in the cloud, I just saw the name. You know what? I won't say ALEXJONES. So that is, just part of the movement, and why they are telling you all the time now that he was right. He was right. He was right. Because can you imagine what it's going to be like when all the, SHIT hits the fan? And I'm sure many of you will be realising that that's looking very, very close. And, it's not going to be the big white saviour moment, but it's going to be, as I have predicted it in second address here, when it talks about those who were taken up to heaven, who didn't see death, and after they came back, and then afterwards the king comes down from the mountain, and it says, after that I saw the man coming down from the mountain and calling to himself a different company, a peaceful one. He was joined with great numbers of men, some with joy on their faces, others with sorrow. Some came from captivity, some brought others to him as an offering. So I believe that after he challenges them all, and there's just been so many who have been against him, but he takes them all down by the law. So those that are joyful, of course, will be those who knew who he was, and this is the whole thing that I saw today on a Facebook. I'll tell you about that later, so I'll just show you this right now.
We're dealing with children. That's how this feels. But not innocent, sweet, naive children. Like bad children. Like that. The Democrats basically are just like the kid in your class that screws everything up for everybody. and you're sitting there like, can't we just send this kid to the special class? Can't we just
Right, see, he starts moving his hand over there. At the moment, you can see that there's nothing in the sky, but he keeps doing it.
Kick him out of school.
Okay, see, don't you think that's strange? There.
Like, what? Why do the teachers put up with this? Why does anybody put up?
Okay, and now, can you see it? It's as plain as day, isn't it? Even on mine. Can you see that? ALEXJONES. So I don't know what says there, but this is subliminal. No, you're not seeing it. Subliminal programming. Okay, is it up there? ALEXJONES. Right? What does it say there? Was right, is always right. And now we have one of those traily things there. So this is all just programming you. And so that's been my fear for quite a while, is, you know, this whole thing, that this is part of the operation, just as the likes of this man is. And I will show you a little bit of this.
As we anticipate these retellings, let us not overlook the debt of gratitude owed to the Brothers Grimm. Their preservation of German folklore provides us with a precious window into cultural storytelling history, and has shaped countless childhoods. Thanks to their efforts, Snow White's narrative transcends mere entertainment, evolving into a cherished relic of history and a poignant reminder of storytelling's enduring power to unite, inspire, and resonate across the ages. But what do you think? Did Maria Sophia or Margaretha's narratives influence the Snow White folklore? Or maybe you have a different interpretation of the tale. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and Grimm in 1812. In the heart of these two narratives lies a stark contrast, one adorned with laughter, singing, and a happily ever after, and the other a chilling account of envy, betrayal, and the struggle for survival. As we peel back the layers of fantasy, we uncover a haunting truth. The folklore that inspired Snow White may have been born from the whispers of two real-life women, their lives woven into the fabric of history and myth. Join me as we embark on a journey through the enchanted forests of literature and legend, where the lines between reality and fiction blur, and where the true origins of Snow White await discovery. Welcome back, Darklings. Before we explore the real-life origins of Snow White, let's first examine the unsettling original version of the tale. A common misconception is that the story of Snow White was created by the Grimm brothers. In reality, Snow White is a traditional German folklore tale popularized by the Grimm brothers, who collected and published it, along with numerous others. As librarians in Kassel,
okay, so this
the brothers found themselves amidst a pivotal moment in history. In 1806, William I, Elector of Hesse, fell to the forces of Napoleon Bonaparte, leading to the designation of Kassel as the capital of the newly formed Kingdom of Westphalia, with Jerome Bonaparte, Napoleon's brother, installed as king. At this point in history, Germany was splintered into 39 states, and the German language faced fragmentation due to the proliferation of diverse influences and dialects. Fearing the erosion of German identity and cultural heritage, the Grimms embarked on a mission to unite the German people by preserving the folktales woven into the fabric of German society, stories passed down through generations via word of mouth, yet never committed to paper. Little did they know the monumental legacy their work would have, destined to define the very essence of childhood for centuries to come. In 1812, the Brothers Grimm released their first volume of Children and...
Okay, so I'm sure you all know the story, and the story, there's one example that she gives here is of the werewolf, the wolf and the werewolf. And so after I watched this, the next thing that came up on my feed was goodness me. Okay. Lifer, just life. was Jonathan Kahn. Okay, you have to trust me on this. And when I saw it, I just was shocked and thought, whoa, could anybody look more like a werewolf than Jonathan Kahn? Do you know who he is? My goodness, really? There we go, way back there.
And the bullet happened to graze his ear centimeters. But the name of the plagues testifies it was not by chance. It was by the hand of the one who fulfilled what the cupbearer was to fulfill. There was a hand. The cupbearer is an intervention, a person. There was a hand that intervened, bearing witness in an assassination attempt. That is the cupbearer. The assassination of a nation's ruler, which is what it would have been. But because there was a hand that protected him, that took the role of the cupbearer, the one who did it, the attempt. Trump was not saved by the Secret Service or the United States government. Trump was saved by the hand of God. And what happened after Trump's life was spared, he went down, and the Secret Service kept him down. Now, the reason in the natural was for protection, but what happened was he went down on his knees. He was forced down on his knees. His face was bowed to the ground. The king of this land was bowed on his knees, his face to the ground. Sounds real biblical. God is over all kings. God is in charge of kings, and God humbles kings, and God brings kings to himself. He raises them up, and he puts them down. Trump would have been down. Trump is alive because of the hand of God. And what he said is true. Every moment we have on earth.
Okay. If you believe that, that's fine. But when I saw that, all I could see was, yeah, that's the biggest wolf I've ever seen. And I know, as I have shown you, that attempt, nothing that he says in there, I'm really pissed off.
It's a gift from God. And he was only...
Just pissed off, really. Here it is, Thursday.
Prophecy is coming out in about 15 days from our posting this. Now, one of the mysteries in the book actually foretold what would happen in Israel, the invasion, down to the year, the week, the day, the very day. And it may enable us to know exactly what's going to happen and when. So that's coming out. There's so much people pre-ordering this. It's breaking all sorts of records. So how do you get it? Wherever you get books online, you can get it right now. And for people in your life. And soon it's going to be everywhere. All right. The last thing, if you want to get free gifts, prophetic updates, all my teachings, to find out where that is, just go to hopeoftheworld.org, be part of the End Time Great Commission, hopeoftheworld.org. The link is in the description. All right, I'm doing this because I didn't want to wait. And the thing is that people said, you know what, I had just shared this just before I came out on the road, and they said, people who heard it said, you got to post this, you got to put this online so everybody can see it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put this on, I'm going to put this right on, and I'll be back at the end in my car. So, but check it out. There's something very important, and this was recorded live, I just shared it, at the Jerusalem Center at Beth Israel in Wayne, New Jersey. So let me take you right in to the Olympian mystery. We're going to open up the real significance, because it was very significant. Something gigantic. and what happened at the Olympics, and what it signifies for our time. We're going to go deeper into it. Something that is affecting the world, everyone who is listening. It was the opening ceremony of the Olympics, viewed by nations all over the earth. The whole world comes together for this. There were red flags from the beginning. Images of Marie Antoinette, the French queen whose head was chopped off in the French Revolution. Images of the queen with her head chopped off and holding her severed head. And her severed head was singing.